Or it's like that awkward moment where you put the food in your mouth. And you're like chewing, but
I'm always like, God, I'm an ugly eater.
Me too. I hate it when they add stuff of me eating. That's why I'm always like, oh,
Yeah,
this is great.
Like, look like when I'm eating. God damn it.
Hi, I'm Mandy Lee. Welcome to Show Off. I'm so glad to be in an episode with Carolina Gelen.
Welcome to Show Off, a Food 52 show in which two residents are working with a limited amount of ingredients to show each other what recipes we can come up with. I'm currently in the US. It's 6 a.m. Where are you, Mandy?
I'm in Hong Kong. It's 8 p.m., so let's do this. Today, my ingredients are corn kernels, sweet corn kernels, white rice flour, and room temperature butter.
The ingredients I'll be using today are sweet white corn, salted butter, and sushi rice.
So you're making something that is suitable for breakfast, I hope.
Yes, I would say this is pretty suitable for breakfast. As a kid, I used to have this breakfast. So regardless if it's a breakfast food or not, I used to have it as a breakfast. So in my head, it is a breakfast. What about you?
Mine is not breakfast suitable. I'm making a, I guess you can call it a corn fritter, but the batter is made with white rice flour and then it's dipped in a butter mayonnaise sauce.
Nice. Yeah, that's.
I guess you could eat it for breakfast. You have zero self-respect.
Well, it's dinner time, your time, so it works for you.
True. So what are you making?
So today I will be making a corn rice pudding. A rice pudding made with corn milk with a brown butter cinnamon swirl.
Oh,
like a
that sounds so good.
Cinnamon.
So you're gonna juice the corn?
Yes. Actually, I
Oh,
don't
wow.
have a blender because I just moved into this kitchen. So I'll like try to chop it and mash it with whatever I can and then strain it. But yeah, that's another challenge for me.
You're gonna crush it with your hands.
Get some anger out first thing in the morning.
The first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna prepare the butter mayo. I'm calling it a mayo because it's basically a mayo. You can call it a butter sauce, whatever you want to do. And I'm making it first because I need it to cool down in the fridge or freezer for it to firm up a bit, to be closer to a mayo consistency instead of hollandaise. So yeah, I basically separated the whites with the yolk, and I put the yolk in a little bowl here. And whatever that follows is really just like however you would make a mayo. I'm going to add about 1.5 teaspoons of Dijon mustard. So right now, I'm just gonna whisk the room temperature butter into.
Do you have a measure? Do you ever?
No,
do you ever
not
measure
with
stuff
butter. I think that's insane to measure butter.
Right, me either.
So this is basically, it just looks like a mayo, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's basically mayonnaise,
mayonnaise,
but made with butter, basically. So now it's done. I'm just gonna keep it in the fridge so that it doesn't melt on me because it's super hot here in Hong Kong. So what are you gonna do with yours? I would love to see you like cut those corn and chop those. It would be very entertaining.
Yes, now I'm
to see you
extra
suffer.
nervous to do it on camera now that you haven't done it. So I have this beautiful sweet white corn, which will get chopped somehow. It's funny because I didn't even have a knife when I got here. I bought one from Walmart, like a chef's knife. It's not great, but it's sharp, so that helps.
Right.
So I'll have extra fun cutting this corn.
It would be very dramatic if we could see some blood. Should I do something while you chop?
Maybe.
Okay. So another ingredient in the recipe is nori, which is Japanese seaweed. So I need like 2 sheets here. Go ahead. I'm just here toasting my nori. So the reason why I really want the nori to be toasty is because I need to crumble and basically make them into tiny pieces. So that's what I'm doing right now. And I'm just gonna add them to my corn. How are you doing over there?
We have the sweet white corn over here. We're gonna add it all to a pot and top it all off with milk and with some cream. This place that I'm renting has an electric stove. I'm not a big fan of electric
I hate
stoves.
that.
Yeah,
I don't like
it's
electric
the first
stove.
time I have to deal with one, and I'm like, ugh. I was always.
But you'll get used to it though. It just gets
Yeah, you do.
getting used to.
You do.
Yeah.
You just can't really like char stuff straight on the flame.
Yeah, exactly.
Next up, we're gonna add our milk and heavy cream to the pot. I'm doing this basically just for myself, so I don't want to make like a big batch. So I think like a cup. Let's see, a cup of milk should be enough. And then we'll add like a half cup of heavy cream or something.
I mean, you can always add more.
Cream. Right. I think I'm gonna add.
That's what I
just
always tell myself. Like, you can always add more. You can always add more.
Right.
But then you can take away, so that's the point. It's like.
Right. I'm gonna add a bit more. And then a splash of salt, a splash of kosher salt. And here's my gorgeous looking corn milk.
I think that like in the US, corn is generally regarded as a savory ingredient, but then in Asia, it's actually they find it in a lot of desserts.
To me, corn resembles vanilla for some reason. Like it has like that natural
it has a
sweetness
aroma and a fragrance. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. How long do you usually let it go for?
This simmer, I'd say I would go for like 20 minutes maybe even less, like a really slow simmer. And then on a good day, I would let this sit overnight because that, you would get a much better flavor. But like this, we'll just use it right away.
So while you're doing that, I'm gonna start making the batter. So I'm just whisking the egg whites here to make it nice and frothy and foamy.
Okay, I'm starting to simmer over here.
Cool. So I have the whisked egg whites here, and I'm gonna add a cup of club soda. Yeah, cold club soda in the batter. There. And then I'm gonna add half a cup of all-purpose flour plus half a cup of rice flour. And that's basically gonna make the batter really low gluten. Now I'm going to add a teaspoon of salt. I'm using sea salt here because it's impossible to buy kosher salt in Asia. I don't know why.
Oh, it's impossible to find that in Europe too. If you go to a store and ask for kosher salt, they'll be like, "What's that?"
So I'm just gonna whisk my batter together. And I'm basically just gonna whisk it until I feel like it's all incorporated. And it's a very loose batter, you can see. It's like, it's basically so watery. Which is
that's
what I
gonna
want,
get super crispy, crunchy.
Yeah, because I don't want like a thick, like a corn dog kind of a situation. I just want something to glue them together. Where in Europe are you from?
I'm from Romania. I like to say Transylvania just because it's like people can associate that with like vampires, Dracula, exactly. So see, that's why blot was brought up in this episode. Have you ever tried that?
I love it.
Like,
I
can't
eat it
even
growing up.
imagine what it would taste like.
It doesn't taste like anything. That's the thing, though. It's basically tasteless, and then it's basically a texture thing. And then I think in Asia, a lot of things are people eat it for texture, not for the taste.
Right.
True. So then like Westerners would just be like, "Why am I eating this?" But they don't understand it's because It's like a jelly, and then when you bite down, it kind of pops, and then people just likes that texture.
Okay, yeah. Got it.
Yeah, so it is a strange thing if you don't eat it growing up, but then we do. So then it's like nothing baked for us. Where along are you? I feel like I should wait for you. At least after you add the rice.
I'm gonna turn my heat off. Then I'm gonna do I have a sieve? That's the question. I know I bought one for something. Hold on. Of course I have a sieve. Look at this. So I'm just using like my tiny tea mesh strainer to get rid of the kernels. And yeah, that's all I have.
Great. So I have the corn that it's dusted with flour, and then I'm just gonna add the batter in, and you may not need all the batter, so it depends on how big your corn is. So I'm just gonna add it to a point where it's lightly coated. I'll show you what lightly coated means. Right, I think this is good enough.
I'll start with half a cup of sushi rice going in the pot over here. Then I have a little over 2 cups of the corn milk. I'll add a splash of vanilla extract.
Ooh, yummy.
Right here. You know what I thought was funny? You know how vanilla extract has alcohol in it? Someone needed to ID me to buy this in order to buy this. Yes, it's apparently.
I mean, come on, how much vanilla extract do you have to drink to get drunk?
Right, but apparently it's like a Utah thing. So,
okay.
No.
So tester came out good. I'm gonna start frying. Okay.
Right now I'm gonna add the sugar in here. Whenever I make rice pudding, I don't like adding a lot of sugar to the actual rice pudding.
Oh, you like to add it afterwards?
Yes. I grew up sprinkling it on top.
It does, and besides, when you eat, it adds like different layers of sweetness,
really
so you don't get bored
really
eating it. Yeah, totally.
So that's why I never want to make it super sweet.
Yeah, I agree.
And I just add like a little bit of sugar. In the meantime, I'm gonna start on my brown butter cinnamon swirl. So all I need is like a couple of tablespoons of butter. I'm just gonna go in with my knife and just slice a knob of butter that just fell over here. So we're just adding it to a small saucepan. Maybe add a little more. Why not? Over here. And we're just gonna wait for that to brown.
So I have a little fritter out already. So you can see it's like this weird shape. Yeah.
I love
and even better that you can see through it, kind of.
I thought it was just gonna be like a little pancake.
Sure, you can do a little pancake shape too, but
no,
I think
this
it'll be
so much better. It's like a bunch of popcorn stuck together.
Exactly. I'm just gonna keep frying until I'm done with this batch.
Yeah, I feel like we're both just.
Carolina, did you say you're engaged?
Yes, I am.
So where's your fiance?
He's around here.
He's in Utah too with you?
Yeah.
You should put him to the test. I once told my husband, I was like, you can do this full time when you retire. He's like, no. What makes you think that's something I would like to do? I think I'm almost done with this batter.
I'm kind of done with my rice pudding too.
Wow, we timed this really well. I forgot to say, like, you want to basically dust the fritters with cracked pepper when it's still hot. So that's what I'm doing.
So here's the color of my butter. It's nice and caramelized. Gorgeous. They look so good, Mandy. Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
and they're
very
so easy
pointy
to make too.
are. They are.
So I'm currently adding my cinnamon and the brown butter and just some brown sugar in here. And this will make our swirl on the top of the rice.
Are we gonna eat this on camera? Our favorite part. Sorry, I'm just eating here. You guys are like hearing me chew. So here is what it's supposed to look like, and you're gonna get all these like tiny pieces, runaway pieces, and those are usually the best. And that's the butter mayo, yeah. And then you just give it a really good dip. Okay. I think corn and butter it's like tomato and basil. The flavors just work so well together.
I'm so with you. Like even just like a plain boiled corn cup with some butter on top, best thing ever.
You want to eat it?
Here it is. See how all the brown butter.
I feel like I can taste it too.
It smells amazing.
So here is this beauty. We're gonna just dig into it. Look at that creaminess. Time for the awkward taste test.
Go ahead.
Look at that. This is so good. Look at that. The texture of the pudding is so nice too. Plus I added a little flaky salt on top. Breakfast of champions.
Well, that's gonna start your day well. You're gonna have to go back to bed and
I'll have to go run 7 miles after this.
It's so nice to talk to you. I'm so glad I did this. I have to say, before the show, I was like, oh, do I really want to do this? And then, yeah, I'm so glad we did this.
It's so interesting putting like a face and the personality, because I watched your videos, but I don't know what you want.
You know what?
Like,
I never watched my own
Is it gonna be awkward? Is it gonna be fun? Are we gonna find like?
Do you watch your own video?
I can't.
I don't watch.
I cannot.
I just cringe.
I'll watch like the preview where I take the awkward bite and I'm like, okay, this is enough for me. I'm out.
Yeah.
But yeah,
my husband will be watching it on the side. I'll be like, watch that in private.
I'm the same. I'm the same. I'm like, you have to get your own room, put this on silent and watch it.
I know, on silent. Yeah, I don't want to hear myself.
Anyways, Mandy, it was super nice meeting you and cooking with you. I hope to do this soon. And I really, really want to try those fritters. They looked amazing.
I'm gonna send the recipe to you. I mean, it's super easy.
Thank you for watching this episode of Show Off here on Food 52. Make sure to tune in next month for another episode where 2 residents are going to create a couple of recipes using a limited set of ingredients.
What time is it? 7? No, 9.
Right now it's 8 a.m. my time.
8. Oh, okay. Wow, so early. And you know, I haven't been awake at 8 a.m. for like, I don't know, years.